Hey, welcome everybody. This is John Paul Mendoza. This is Raging Verbalist number what? Raging Verbalist number 84. And this is, of course, all about Independence Day. And Independence Day is here. And for those of you who don't know what it is, you will know by the end of this. Hopefully, you already know what Independence Day is. And joining me as always. Now, wait, before I get to that part, well, maybe I should just introduce her. Joining me as always is the ever lovely Sandra. Hello, Sandra.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. And if somebody wants to find us, if you want to go and ask the questions, if you want to put the thoughts in her head, not literally, but if you want to suggest topics and things to do, go to Position to Win book group on Facebook, or go to the positiontowinbook.com website and go check all that stuff out. So let us kick it off. What are we talking about today, Sandra? What's on the tip of your tongue?
All right, so it's 4th of July. So what are you planning on doing for the 4th of July?
Well, and since California is quasi semi almost opened up, gonna see if we can go see a movie like real times again. We went last week to the movies. That was kind of cool. And we're able to get into see a movie. It is a little odd because, of course, there's still a lot of fear what's going on. So probably going to go see a movie. That's what we're going to do. I hope there's something good that comes out. Movies have been a little on the thin side, I can tell you that. And, but we're going to try to go see a movie. Sandra, what exciting things are you going to do on July 4th? And don't hold back. I mean, we may have listeners who are vicariously just going, oh, if I just had her life. I mean, and she lives in an exciting part of the country, party town. All right. So what are you doing on July 4th?
Well, on the 4th, since it's on Sunday, we're just relaxing, but the party's on for Saturday, the 3rd. It's a local, just our neighborhood fireworks party, but the guy that does it, he runs like the neighborhood watch. He gets like a permit, blocks streets off. So it's technically a block party, I guess. But his brother contacted us, and it's also his 50th birthday. So we're doing a surprise party for him prior to the fireworks. So we're going to go surprise him. And Brandon actually used to work with him at his first real job out of college. And then it's like, hey, we live in the same neighborhood. What the heck? So we've known him for a long time. So it'll be good. So
it's not like you're going to go get some old used tires and light them on fire or something like that.
Nope.
It's not quite like
some
that.
Potato salad and enjoy the weather. One of those deals.
There you go. Well,
that's our side.
Sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun. It's one of the things, of course, is that we're just usually not going to go to a lot of parties and stuff because, frankly, there's not a lot of parties happening. I haven't heard of people doing that yet. It's still kind of locked down a little bit. So that's kind of what we're going to do. It's maybe not that exciting, but what the heck? It's important to celebrate this day.
Exactly. You can get some sparklers. There you go.
Get some sparklers. Hum a few bars of a song or two. Right? Yeah.
Put the flag out. See.
Oh yeah. Well, and of course, there's been some controversy about the flag, and all I can say to anybody is that yes, I fly the flag. I'm not going to speak for Sandra, but I
do.
Okay, so we look at that. We have 100% of Raging Verbalist team does this. I mean, so we're unanimous and everything. So great.
That's right. So speaking of fireworks, are you going to shoot off any fireworks besides sparklers? The big ones.
So they have flashing signs that say that there is a $3,000 fine if you have illegal fireworks. So that's like kind of a thing that's not like really cool. And the other thing is that we have dogs which go really, they get really scared. So we have to give them some happy pills. So, calming stuff, or they're really, really in scared shape. So, it's just that. So the answer to that is we will not be shooting off fireworks. I know that there's a lot of people who do. In fact, at certain times, like this holiday, I'll go out and stand on my front patio, and you hear all of the fireworks and gunfire going off. Yikes, people, gravity, what goes up will come down. So yeah, we were not going to do it. How about you? Are you guys going to be shooting off fireworks? Are you out there doing this?
No, we typically don't. We just kind of watch them in and around town. And I grew up not really doing so much with fireworks. We had cows. Cows get scared too. So, plus it's cheaper to just go and watch fireworks rather than literally burn your own money on that sort of thing. So, but
The frugal celebrator. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to celebrate, but we don't want to spend a lot of money. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to get the exciting fireworks, drive to Missouri or Indiana and get yourself some crazy illegal ones, which didn't hear it from me. They're all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buyer's guide. Okay.
Yeah.
No affiliate code. Right?
Exactly. And it was somebody that we knew that was telling us when they went and did that back in like high school or college. I can't remember if it was Indiana or Missouri. They went off and found this fireworks stand where this guy was selling quarter sticks of dynamite. Like, so who would give a bunch of teenagers like quarter sticks of dynamite? Like, here you go, kids, have a blast, literally.
Have a blast. Yeah.
So that's me on fireworks.
Well, there's, I have a dynamite story. So is now the time to bring it out?
Yeah, go ahead. We're talking about dynamite. There you go.
So growing up, my father got the gold bug, and the gold bug is that gold went crazy. And because of that, anybody who lived in Colorado would think about going out and getting a gold mine because there were lots and lots of gold that had, not really been leached out of the system and everything. So he goes and he gets this gold mine claim in Lake County, Colorado. And this place is remote. It's like nowheresville. I mean, even today, it's very remote. So we go down there and he fills out his claim papers and we drag a bunch of rocks back. And they sit there and they say, well, you can have this mining claim, and it is your mining claim. But you have to mine it. Now, for those of you who are out there who are saying, this sounds romantic, this sounds exciting, this sounds like fun, you have to dig a hole every year to prove that you are working the claim. Because if you're not working the claim, they take it away from you. Those guys. So, because they want proof that you're going to do something with it. And it had to be a hole that's 40 feet by 40 feet by 40 feet deep. Maybe it's 10 feet deep. I don't know. It was a lot. I think it's 40 by.
That's a lot.
Yeah, no,
regardless.
It's 40 by 40 by 10, I think. I'm going to go with that. And so my father gets this claim and he's starting to scratch his head because, of course, my uncle who got him into this thing is the brains of this thing. And my brother and my father and I were going to be like the brawn of this thing. And I don't know how many of you have ever dug a serious hole or even a trench or something, but 40 by 40 is like a huge chunk of dirt. So he tells one of his friends goes, oh, Chet, that's not the way you do it. You go and you get dynamite and you blast it and it just loosens up all the soil. Because anybody who's ever, dug about 1.5 feet or 2 feet, I mean, some places it's easy to dig, but trust me, there's a reason why they invented things like backhoes, because nobody wants to really dig that big hole. So guy says, you got to go get dynamite. My father says, dynamite? How am I going to get dynamite? So he goes and finds out that he has to go fill out a form so he can buy dynamite because we're miners. We have a mining claim. Yes. Oh, that's so good. And he goes out and he fills out a form, which today, of course, would not look like it did then. And it's like his name, his address, his claim number,
Date,
I don't,
signature. That's about it.
exactly. Date, signature. And the guy says, well, there stamps it, says, there you go. I think he paid $12.50 or something really expensive. And the guy says, well, this entitles you to buy no more than 120 pounds of dynamite a year. If your operation gets bigger, come back. You got to fill out more paperwork, but then you can bump it up. And it's like, again, I'm going to guess I'm probably like 12, 13 years old. And I'm like going, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And we go over to the guys who sell dynamite, which would be the DuPont Corporation. And you go to the warehouse, and it looks like it's not like a Sam's or a Costco, but they just have boxes and boxes of dynamite and stuff. And he tells him what he's looking for. And the guy goes, you ever deal with this stuff before? And my father goes, nope. And he goes, well, there's a few things you got to, it's really not that complicated. There's a few things you got to learn about it. Right. Explosives that can kill you, not complicated. And the guy says, now you got to watch where you store this stuff. Because by the way, these are in wooden boxes. If you ever see a movie set where they show wooden boxes with dynamite, wooden boxes. This isn't something you put in a Ziploc bag or something. And they start telling, the guy says, so you got to make sure that it doesn't get too hot, because if it gets too hot, what happens is the dynamite sweats. And when it sweats, that means it can become unstable. Now, I'm sitting there, again, a precocious youth that I am, going, not only are we buying explosives, but they have a potential to become unstable. I think they're already unstable when you buy them, but now they're going to get unstable. So my father says, though, this is a pretty cool deal. And we buy whatever he ends up buying. And he says, maybe I got to get somebody to help us learn how to use the dynamite before, like, we just, how hard can it be, right? So he finds this guy, and this guy could be in any kooky Western. He's got the scruffy beard. He's got that little giddy up step in him. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. And he goes, yep. I'll show you how to do it. Just, bring you and your sons over and we'll go do that. So we go to the mountains of Colorado, to a national forest, which, I'm sure if we did anything, maybe it's all over. And he shows us how powerful dynamite is and what you need to do. Now, while we're getting this process set up, and he's explaining how you have to take and put the charges in, and then lay sandbags on top of them, and then put in the fuses, and then run the wire and do all that stuff. Now, I got to tell you, I mean, as a kid, I mean, dynamite was really cool. And he sits there, and as we're talking to him, I notice that as he holds up his hand, there's not one hand that has all of his fingers. Each of them is missing part of it, or little pieces of his digits. And like this guy, I don't know how he steers the frickin' car. He's like missing fingers. And he sits there with this little giddy up sound. He goes, you just have to be kind of careful with it, because that stuff could blow up and hurt you. And I'm like, and I said, how did you lose those fingers? And he goes, tell you, the stuff can get a little out of hand. And, of course, I was a demolitions expert in, World War II. And, every day I got to blow up stuff. And it's like, this guy is an addict. This guy is insane. And I'm tugging on my father going, he doesn't have any fingers, Dad, and he's giving us a safety lecture, and as he's pointing out something, he's pointing with a non-existent finger. Imagine it was a finger all the way out here. So he gets it all set up, and he puts a light charge, and he puts it on top of this not huge rock, puts the sandbags on it, and sits there, and he goes, and I say, is it going to be loud? And he goes, huh? And I went, and instinctively I covered my ears, and he pulls up the plunger and he goes, fire in the hole, bam, boom, blows up the rock. Really cool. The sandbags drop down, and he goes, and he's just tickled pink. I mean, this guy is so excited. I mean, the only other time I've ever seen people that excited, without talking about, disrobing or anything. Only time I've ever seen somebody that excited is like when they win at the slot machine, that pays off, and they're like, yeah. And this guy is sitting there so excited. And we spent the day with this guy with no hearing protection, blowing up shit. And it was like crazy. So I've always had kind of a sense of that. Now, sad part of the story is that we ended up not going down. We didn't find gold. We didn't blow up a 40 by 40 big giant hole, because my father kind of came to his senses when we found out that we would have to move approximately, I think it was 2.5 tons or something like that, 5,000 pounds of dirt to get 3 ounces of gold or something. A lot. Now, later on, by the way, all of that was done because big mining operations did come in and leach all that gold out of there, because when gold went to $800 an ounce in the early 70s, or late 70s, everybody went berserk on that. So that is my dynamite story. Now, if you want to watch this smooth segue, if you want to deal with not blowing up your business and not having little nubbies instead of fingers, and deciding that it's maybe time to make sure that you get some insight before you go out and jump in and do something, my suggestion is that you find your way to, and by the way, I don't know this guy could have never used like a mouse. Because he couldn't, he just couldn't have used a mouse on a keyboard or any of that. But go over to Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Books A Million, go pick up the book. You can go to positiontowinbook.com, pick up the book, which is Most Businesses Fail in the First 5 Minutes. It just takes them 3 to 5 years to realize it, Position to Win. Or you can get it in all digital formats, Kindle, Nook, and Apple. And then the other book is Remote Work for a Better World. Check it out. And the most important thing is that on this Independence Day weekend is that you're either going to blow yourself up, which is why businesses fail. They blow themselves up. Self-inflicted wounds are like 95% of what kills businesses. I know there are market conditions or other things, but the self-inflicted wounds that you didn't figure out that stuff ahead of time. But go check it out. Also, there's a bunch of cool free stuff for those people who want to just go out and pick some stuff up and, kind of get a sense of it. But go to positiontowinbook.com, and check it out. All right, Sandra, what is the next question? What do we have now we've told the dynamite story? And no family members of yours have lost digits to blasting that you know of?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, still time, still early.
Hopefully they don't.
You got it. All right. What is our next question?
All right. So is there anything special that you cook, grill, or eat on the 4th of July?
So I'm probably going to do grill. I really want to grill some steaks. Now I don't do the outside grill thing. It's cool and people do that. But what I do is I cook some really good steak and broil that thing and just get it to perfection. I wish I had an oven that was the Ruth's Chris kind of 9 million degrees oven. But that's one of the things I like to do. Also, traditional stuff, hot dogs, hamburgers, potato salad, those kind of things. They're very, very traditional, kind of boring, but it's kind of fun. So that's probably what we're gonna do. How about yourself? What's on the menu for you? What are you gonna do?
So we don't have anything planned, but we're going to a party, so we're kind of just gonna eat whatever they have. I'm sure it'll be tons of sides. We'll bring potato salad. We've done grilling before, different traditional things, I'd say. And then when I was a kid growing up, something that we would do is we would have our homegrown sweet corn. So that was always good.
That sounds great. Okay. Now, just so everybody is clear, when Sandra says she's going to a party and then eating what they have, she doesn't drive around with her husband slowly holding binoculars up going, yep, looks like they've got a good spread. Pull the car over. Yeah. No, you don't do that, right? You don't crash parties. You actually know the people. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah,
Exactly.
You want to make sure, it's you never know. People have Lots of hobbies. So, okay, well, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, and this
Yeah.
is a kind of a fun time of year to do that, and
Yeah.
summer and all that. So good. Yeah. Sounds good. I mean, the sweet corn, yeah, yeah, when it's fresh, it's awesome.
Exactly. And when you waited all this time watching it grow and hope a storm doesn't, blow it down, it's more rewarding when you're eating it.
So you're saying that that's better than like just going over to this, going over and picking it up at the supermarket and you're all done?
It's never as good that way. It's not like fresh off the stock.
Okay. Well, and I've never figured out if that's the better way, why they don't have like where you can like grow it in your house and you just like break off little mini ears or something, bonsai, corn stalks or something.
The
Japanese
baby corn. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
There
go.
we are. We might be onto something there. So yeah.
Start
Well-
an indoor garden. There you go.
There you go.
All right. So, oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
No, go
Oh,
for it.
all right.
We're ready.
All right. So besides the fireworks, the food, all of that sort of thing, why should we celebrate independence and what does it mean?
Well, I think the reason why we should celebrate independence, and most people have no idea about why this is an important time of year, an important holiday, because they're just kind of like, oh, well, whatever. It's an excuse to go out and party or something. But to me, what I always like to do is remember that, on a July 4th, several hundred years ago, with people who would never meet me or any of us that are here now, took a stand and took a chance and did something that most people don't ever do. And I just believe that independence and freedom is so important that you should actually have some reverence for the day. It shouldn't just be, gluttony, shouldn't be the 7 deadly sins, shouldn't just be, okay, I'm going to eat hot dogs, I'm going to fire fireworks, and I'm going to, drink beer or something. What it really should be, though, is you should have some kind of sense of how important independence is and what it means, because there are billions of people around this planet who do not have the opportunity to do what we have. Again, I know this is a YouTube, so there are people who are outside of the confines. And yes, I'm an unabashedly supporter of America, but I would say to anyone who's out there who is of a freedom mind, is that this one day, or that one day in history on July 4th, 1776, was a breakthrough, which I believe will stand the test of time. And hopefully we'll have the courage and the fortitude to stick with it and know that this is really that important. So to me, that's what Independence Day means. What independence is that you can do what you want to do. You can pursue your life's dreams. You can go after those things. And it isn't all about everybody getting what they want. It's everybody getting a chance to get up to bat and take that chance and then do it all over again and continue on that path. And if you do that, to me, there is nothing better. Just like that fresh, sweet corn that Sandra talked about, that freedom, if you really take the time and understand with reverence what that means that your life is different than anybody else's. And if you grasp that, this is going to be a special holiday. So to me, that's what Independence Day means to me.
All right. And so about declaring your own independence, can you tell me kind of what that's all about?
So most of the time, most of our lives, we have a sense of obligation and that we are kind of trapped in whatever rut or whatever station in life or wherever we're at. And if you really look around, and people will tell you that there's lots of disadvantages, there's lots of things that you can't do. And okay, but there's a lot of things you can do. But becoming independent starts with inside your mind, inside your head, inside whoever you are, is declaring that independence. And if you're working for a company you're not happy with, if you're working in a shitty job, if you're in a relationship that kind of sucks, whatever that is, at some point in time, you have to realize 2 simple things. Number 1 is that life goes by pretty damn fast. And number 2, you're responsible for being the person who declares their own independence. And if you declare your own independence, what you will find is that you can do so many things, so many more things than you ever thought possible. I have seen it in my own life. I've seen it in the people I've worked with. And frankly, it's a matter of you making a decision and doing it. Do not ever, in my opinion, let someone else determine whether or not you are independent and what you'll be able to do. Now, I know you're going to say, but John, you don't understand. I've got bills, I got families, I got spouses, I got partners, I've got all that. We all do. But independence really is something that we declare for ourselves. And if you declare your independence, what I believe will happen is that, in fact, you will have a life that goes beyond what most people ever imagine can happen. And with that, what I hope each and every one of you, I hope this for Sandra and all that are in her circle and friends and family and myself and every one of you who follow the Raging Verbalist, that you get up and you declare your independence, because today is the day that you have to do it. And then tomorrow is the next day you have to do it. And if you do that, I believe that this is a significant holiday because it shows that it is possible and that you can do things that probably most people would barely dream of, but you can live it as a reality. With that, I just want to thank Sandra for coming here and being Sandra. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for having me. All that good stuff.
And I want to wish all of you a great and happy and safe 4th of July. No nubbies. Make sure that you keep all of your digits and enjoy the 4th of July. And more importantly, enjoy the fact that you too can become independent and declare your own independence.